Yo guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about some plot holes from the Call of Duty series. Whilst the series is not the most realistic, there are some that are very hard to make sense of. Please bear in mind I'm only really going to be talking about campaign and multiplayer, because zombies is a bit insane on the face of it. And if you can't tell, I've had a bit of a sore throat, so I'm sorry if I sound a bit different in this video. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So, first, we have a plot hole for the original MW3, which is, how did Russia get to Hamburg so quickly? So, in the aftermath of the attacks perpetrated by Makarov, it's implied that Makarov and Russia invaded most of Europe in, like, a day? So, the mission Mind the Gap, which is the mission that comes directly before all this, happens on, in canon anyway, October 6th, 2016, at about 4 AM. And the mission Goalpost, the mission afterwards, happens in Hamburg with the rescue of the Vice President, happens at the same day at 1 PM, 9 hours later. Now, the basic concept is a little absurd anyway, but not only that, how did they get there quickly in such numbers? So for context, the closest part of Russia, which is a place called Kaliningrad, to Hamburg in a straight drive is 9 hours. Now, obviously, that's not really how any of this works. This would just assume they took the straight, direct path. And even if they did, how could they logically set up defences like that if they just realistically just showed up? Something that logically can't be done in a couple of minutes. Yes, you could say that, it could have been airborne, but again, that doesn't make sense because, planes aren't that big. You can't carry that many people in them. Especially not as many that were there. So, who knows? Who knows? Right, next we go to Black Ops Cold War. So for this one, I'm going to have to set this up a bit. In the campaign, which takes place in 1981, and the multiplayer takes place in 1984. During the campaign, there are different choices that you can make that can affect the outcome of the game. But the canon version involves Bell telling Adler the truth and Bell saving Park and leaving Lazar to die. Now, eventually, Lazar was added to multiplayer despite, in canon, being dead. Now, admittedly, this happened quite a bit after Cold War's life cycle. They probably weren't as bothered about canon, but it is undoubtedly a plot hole. And finally, for this video, a decent chunk of the mission, no Russian. Whilst the reason for Russia attacking America makes sense, at least if you don't think about it too much anyway. And you might ask, what do you mean by that? They've attacked, found a dead guy, CIA, sounds clear. But let me explain this. Firstly, Makarov, a supposed infamous international terrorist, was able to waltz into Moscow airport with no issues. It's kind of weird. I mean, whilst it's obviously clear that this airport doesn't have the strong security, how did they just not spot him? B, whilst it's explained that Makarov is a mercenary, which explains the CIA and Shepard connection, he's made no attempt to actually hide his face, which is pretty dumb for a man as infamous as Makarov. And C, even if that, Vyshevsky, the president, who we meet in MW3, he doesn't seem like he seems like a fairly reasonable guy, all said and done. How did he authorize it? Was he pressured to do so? Perhaps. But why? It's not like he was taken hostage like he was in MW3. This is something that hasn't really ever made sense to me. So I hope you've enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below about any I might have missed. I don't know. Maybe I might make a part 2, depending on how well this one does. And, yeah. Bye.